The death of the lev, Bulgaria's Euro gamble. This is the story of a nation's terrifying leap of faith. On January 1st, while the fireworks were still cold in Sofia, the Bulgarian lev was officially retired. The lev, a currency that has survived wars and Soviet influence, is now a memory. Bulgaria is now officially the 21st member of the Eurozone, adopting the euro as its new currency. From now until August 2026, every price tag must show both the old lev and the new euro price. For the 6.5 million people in the EU's poorest member state, this isn't just a technicality, it's a terrifying leap of faith. Why did the EU push for this now? The strategy is being called the Balkan Firewall. In the context of the ongoing Ukraine conflict, Bulgaria was seen as a, quote, weak link vulnerable to Russian financial manipulation. By locking Bulgaria into the euro at a fixed rate of 1.95583, the financial system is now stabilized against external shocks. Bulgaria can no longer print its own money. This Balkan firewall is designed purely for security. All Bulgarian banks are now under the direct supervision of the European Central Bank in Frankfurt. But is this move good for the economy? Here is the hidden problem we see in every euro transition: psychological inflation. This is the phenomenon where a currency change leads to a perceived or actual hike in prices due to rounding. When a coffee costs 1.50 lev and the new price is 0.77 euro, vendors almost always round up to 0.90 or even 1.00 euro. With Bulgarian wages already the lowest in Europe, this invisible 10 to 15% price hike hits the poorest the hardest. This economic pressure could spark the same kind of anti-EU populism we've seen in other nations. Did Bulgaria just buy a first-class ticket on a ship they can no longer steer? The experiment is now officially live. 96% of ATMs across the country began spitting out euro notes yesterday. The success of Bulgaria will be the ultimate test of whether the Eurozone is an elite club of prosperity or a trap for the developing East. Welcome to a geopolitical deep dive. While the world is fixated on other global crises, a second map is being redrawn in the Middle East, one that could reshape global shipping and oil trade. Yesterday, January 2nd, the Southern Transitional Council, or STC, did what they've been threatening for years. They declared a formal 2-year transition to independence. This declaration signifies a seismic shift. The STC is not just calling it South Yemen anymore. They've revived the powerful name, the State of South Arabia. This is backed by a 30-article constitutional declaration that effectively ends the unified Yemen that has existed, at least on paper, since 1990. The constitutional declaration formalizes a divide that has long simmered, but the true impact lies not in the internal borders, but in international trade. This move isn't just about local borders. It's about the most important naval gateway in the region, the Bab el-Mandeb Strait. Look at the geography. This narrow passage is one of the world's most critical maritime routes. Any disruption here has immediate global consequences. An astounding 6.2 million barrels of oil flow through this narrow strait every single day, making it a critical choke point for global energy supply. By declaring independence, the STC, which is heavily backed by the UAE, now claims full legal control over the crucial ports of Aden and Mukalla. This has caused an immediate rift with Saudi Arabia, whose warplanes struck STC camps to stop their advance. We are watching two of the world's wealthiest oil powers fight a proxy war over this gateway. The deep dive question here is, who really owns this new nation? Is this a truly independent movement or something else entirely? In the last year alone, the UAE has poured billions into infrastructure projects in strategically vital areas like Socotra and Aden. This level of investment is massive. This raises the crucial question: is the State of South Arabia an independent movement, or is it quickly becoming a company state? If the STC trades military bases and port access for international recognition, they might solve their civil war, but risk losing national autonomy to foreign port operators. This is the new face of colonialism, not flags and governors, but port leases, long-term security contracts, and control over crucial trade infrastructure. Beyond the corporate and geopolitical angles, we must not forget the immediate and long-term costs of this conflict. The human cost is already rising. 20 fighters were confirmed dead in yesterday's Saudi air raids, a grim reminder of the violence underlying this power struggle. As the STC prepares for a formal referendum in 2028, the world needs to pay close attention. If this partition turns into a formal war between the North and South, the economic ripple effect will be global. We need to watch the insurance rates for Red Sea shipping closely. The cost of everything from your iPhone to your morning coffee could rise globally if this vital choke point becomes unstable. It is 4:30 a.m. in Caracas, but the city isn't sleeping. The geopolitical map of the Americas was just forcibly rewritten. This is the fall of Caracas, 35 years after Noriega. We're looking at the most significant military intervention in Latin America since 1989. While the world was waking up to a new Saturday, elite U.S. forces executed a precision strike. U.S. President Donald Trump has just announced that Nicolás Maduro and his wife, Celia Flores, have been captured and flown out of Venezuela. Exactly 35 years to the day after Manuel Noriega surrendered to U.S. agents, history has repeated itself in the heart of Venezuela. But beyond the headlines, why did this happen now? Let's look deeper at the geopolitics and resources involved. For months, the U.S. has been building a maximum pressure firewall, including the presence of the USS Gerald R. Ford Carrier Strike Group in the Caribbean. The official justification provided is narco-terrorism, backed by a $50 million bounty. But as researchers, we must note, Venezuela holds 303 billion barrels of oil, the largest proven reserves on Earth. Securing a friendly transition in Caracas could be the ultimate economic trump card to stabilize domestic energy prices and bypass OPEC influence forever. Here is the hidden problem. What does sovereignty mean in 2026 if a superpower can unilaterally snatch a UN-recognized head of state? This act fundamentally challenges the rules-based order of international law and national sovereignty. The Venezuelan vice president, Delcy Rodriguez, is already demanding, quote, proof of life for the captured leaders. Russia and Iran have already condemned the strike as an act of war, escalating international tensions. Are we witnessing liberation or a return to the big stick policy? If this transition leads to 99-year drilling leases for Western conglomerates, the narrative of freedom becomes much harder to sell. Now let's look at the immediate data and what the outlook is for the region. Crude oil futures jumped a staggering 8% in the 3 hours following the first reports of explosions at Fuerte Tiuna. As the state of emergency settles over Caracas, the critical question is, what happens to the power vacuum left behind? Will Venezuela become a beacon of democracy or a regional battleground for the next decade? The world is watching.